Google's Nano Banana Pro has been out for a few months now, and there's been an explosion of imagery on social media. But what sorts of use cases can businesses find for the tool, and how do they learn the prompts necessary to execute them? That's what we'll cover today. I'm Bill Eastman, and this is the AI for Your Business channel. It's the channel busy people can come to quickly learn how they can leverage AI. Click on the subscribe button below to be sure not to miss any tips and tools. Let's get started. What differentiates Nano Banana Pro is that it's based on a thinking model. Therefore, unlike previous image generation models, it can harness the power of Gemini in generating context for your images. So, if you tried image generation models a while back and found that they screwed up the text or didn't follow your directions very well, this is a new ball game. Now you can generate images that incorporate the text from entire documents and reference other images that you upload. So we'll go through a number of use cases to give you ideas for your own business, and then we'll review the prompting guidelines that will allow you to generate them. Let's start with infographics. Infographics can be very helpful in business. Anytime you have a dense amount of material to learn or have concepts that are difficult to explain, then infographics can be very helpful in communicating them. Our first example is for a real estate brokerage. We've just received updated compliance guidelines, and no way any of the agents are going to read through this massive text. So instead, we'll create a visually engaging infographic of the document. You see, that's much easier to follow, obviously. And here's another take of the infographic where you put it on a whiteboard. And you can have fun with these infographics as well. Let's say you're a boutique and you have a returns and exchange process for your staff. Now, in this case, the printed directions are pretty straightforward, but why not jazz it up? We're going to have some fun, and we're going to make our process journey through Middle Earth. And so here we see Frodo and Sam navigating our returns and exchange process. And if you don't really like the first generation, just click that regenerate button at the bottom, and it'll come up with a new take on it. And you can go beyond one slide or one page infographics to slide presentations. One caveat is that these presentations are simply images and not actual PowerPoint or Google Slides. And unless the presentation is pretty short, then you need to provide the text content and directions for each slide separately. But a nice feature of Nano Banana is that you can integrate one image into another. So if you have a company slide template, then Nano Banana can place the content image inside your slide template. Here's an example of a slide created by combining the template with the slide content. So, not too bad. Nano Banana has obvious applications for marketing and social media. If you want to maintain a strong presence, then it can be hard or expensive to generate enough visual content, and Nano Banana can help you fill those gaps. Now, a basic use case is to create a professional headshot from a picture of yourself. And you can do all manner of photo editing, changing the pose, the clothing, location, and so on. And if you're trying to create some really automated content, then you can combine these with a tool such as HeyGen and create avatars for your social media. And we're going to get into that in our next episode. Now, another application is to create a brand kit for your business. Nano Banana can create the visual elements to be used for all of your marketing and social media. And here's an example of a brand kit for an artisanal bakery. And if your business has a product line, then Nano Banana lets you display your products like a professional photo shoot. Here's an example of placing this lamp into an attractive setting for an ad. And along the same lines, you can simply do mock-ups of new products and designs. Now for a few more industry-specific Nano Banana use cases. And while these examples are specific to certain industries, the techniques used can be applied across many industries. We'll start with landscaping. If you're a landscaper, it's now very easy to work through designs with clients and show them the finished product before getting underway. And if you're in real estate, listing photos have always been integral to real estate. but things don't always go according to plan. For instance, occasionally a home will be cleared out before you can take photos. So instead of unexciting pictures of empty rooms, now you can stage them very easily. And builders can also show prospective clients what their home can look like based on the floor plan. And really, just about any business that depends on customer buy-in on the finished product can leverage Nano Banana. For example, a hair salon can show clients images of themselves with different hairstyles to help them choose. Kind of like the first one. And of course, businesses can use Nano Banana to enhance their existing imagery. For instance, a restaurant can post enticing visuals of their dishes. And finally, businesses can use Nano Banana as visual aids. For example, an auto shop can tell a customer that their brakes are almost worn out, but the message comes through more clearly when they're shown an image of a brake in its current state. Granted, there's a lot of specialized software to accomplish most of the use cases we just covered, but if you can leverage Nano Banana as a feature that comes with your Google Gemini subscription, why not give it a try? Okay, that was a lot, and I hope it's whetted your appetite for what you can do with Nano Banana in your business. But how do you create these cool images and effects? We'll get into that now. Obviously, it's going to be easier if you have a background in art or graphic design, but even if you don't, the guidelines and approaches we cover here will give you solid results. First, let's look at how to bring up Nano Banana. The easiest approach is to go to gemini.google.com. If you click on Tools in the text box, you'll see Generate Images, in the drop-down menu. Just click on that, and you're ready to begin generating images. But you don't just generate images from scratch. You can upload existing images as a starting point. In fact, you can load up to 8 images to provide references for Nano Banana to work with. Just click on the plus button and then upload files. Nano Banana can create images and text based on Gemini's world knowledge, but even better, it can generate images based on your existing documents. Just make sure your documents are focused to ensure that the image reflects the information that you want to convey. Here are some guidelines to get the best results. These are fairly high level, but in the show notes I've also included the prompts that I've used to generate the images in the examples, and these will help attune you to the language you use to get specific effects. So, to start, be very specific. The more detail you give about the subjects, colors, lighting, and composition, the greater control you have over the output. So, don't just say, generate a picture of a storefront. Say something like, generate a picture of a storefront, the store is a fashion boutique, and in the window there are mannequins with women's business attire. The store is in an urban setting in a fairly high-end area. The picture is taken at the golden hour and it's hyper-realistic. And if you have a picture that can act as a guideline, then you can also load that and reference it. Okay, next, provide context and intent. So describe the purpose or desired mood of the image. The model's understanding of the context is going to guide its creative decisions. So you can bolster that by uploading images that reflect your intent. So the first image might capture the style or aesthetic you want to convey. And then the second might capture the mood of the subjects, while the third captures the layout, and the fourth captures color palettes and other style references. So, iterate and improve. Your first attempt probably won't be exactly what you want. So leverage the model's conversational abilities to make adjustments. So one trick is to load the generated image into editing software like Canva, place boxes around the parts that you want to edit, and then add notes explaining what you want to do right there. Then load that image into Nano Banana with the prompt to read the text in the image and make the modifications. And then, of course, to remove the text in the boxes. Next, use concise step-by-step instructions. Just like with people, let Nano Banana work through directions one at a time to keep it from getting confused. And for the same reason, don't make the prompt hundreds of words long. And use positive framing. Instead of saying, don't do this, say, do this. Next, control the camera. So, you're the director. Use photographic and cinematic terms to direct the composition, such as wide-angle shot, macro shot, low-angle perspective, and so on. And Finally, be precise leveraging web data. So when you want the model to use real-time data or real-world data, be precise. So say something like, search Atlanta and Fulton County zoning and land use ordinances concerning light industrial construction and make an infographic. And that's going to work better than just create an infographic about light industrial construction regulations. You'll find that ChatGPT or Gemini can be very helpful in developing prompts. Simply discuss what you're trying to create with the model, including uploading images to act as references. Or you could upload the guidelines that we just discussed and then ask the model to generate a prompt for Nano Banana. Then review the prompt and iterate with the model to make adjustments. On the flip side, you can use ChatGPT or Gemini to help develop your own prompt vocabulary. For instance, you can upload a picture of a person, a place, or a product and ask the model how it would describe the picture. Then leverage the model's language to fill in the details of your own prompt. Okay, that's it for today. I hope you go from here and start playing around with applications in your own business. But if you have questions or would like more detail, please leave a comment. Next episode, we'll be animating all this with avatars and video. So please subscribe to not miss these and other ways to optimize your use of AI. And if you've gotten some value today, please leave a like. Till next time, good luck with your business.